It's almost 2025. Have you gone to therapy yet? I don't know, but I think it's time to go to therapy. Today, I am going to ask you the question, which I already have. Is it time for you to go to therapy? So, welcome back to another episode of the You, Me, and Jesus podcast, where we talk about all things you, me, and Jesus because we're living this life on this earth trying to figure it out. So, this is one of the closing episodes of 2024 as we are getting ready to go into the Christmas season. By the time you're listening to this, we've already had Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving, even though I said happy Thanksgiving on the last episode. And so now we are headed into the Christmas holiday season as well as New Year's. And if you haven't listened to me before, then you hear me now. I am a big fan of therapy, and I wanted to end the year around the conversation of, is it time for you to go to therapy? So let's begin today's conversation. So we all love God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. We know that God heals, Jesus heals, all the things, right? We know that God can supernaturally rewrite our story, supernaturally heal our childhood, heal our emotions, heal all these different things. That's exactly who he is and what he can do. And in addition to God being who he is, we also are given this incredible opportunity to utilize some of the gifts that God has given to his people, including those in the mental health industry. And I've said this before many times here on the show that I believe that we need more than Jesus. Okay? We need more than deliverance. And so the question to you is it time for you to go to therapy? Now, let's talk about this in my own story, as I always do. I am 43 years old. I have lived life, right? I'm still living life. I'm living amazing things, amazing occurrences in life, and I'm living not so great occurrences in life. Like there's great things happening and not so great things happening all the time, right? And because of that, not to mention, I was raised how I was raised who I was raised by, lived all types of life experiences throughout the last 43 years that have shaped me, that have shaped the way that I think, the way that I see the world, the way that I speak, the way that I believe, the way that I behave, right? And I'm not saying that all those experiences were good or all those experiences were bad, but they all were what they were, and they all shaped me. And over the course of my life, I've started to realize that some of the things that I thought was normal are not normal. That some of the ways that I behaved are not normal. Some of the ways that I thought are not normal. Feel not normal. Speak not normal. Believe not normal. But I don't really know anything else. All I know is what I know. And when we open the Bible is not telling me here is how to heal after having no father around, or how to become a fully functioning adult, knowing that I didn't really have adults around in my house teaching me that, right? The Bible isn't teaching me how to process the choices my ex-husband chose to make, like how to process that in my own mind, how to not take it personally, and how to choose a healthier partner. The Bible doesn't say any of that. I love the Bible. but it doesn't say anything of that. I got all these questions. And I talk to God 100%, right? But what I realized is that I could go to God and I could read the Bible and I could go to a therapist and I could say, my grandma passed away. Part of me feels sad and part of me feels relief and part of me feels indifferent. And instead of her judging me or giving me the Bible, she said, tell me more about that. And I said, I was pretty much raised around my grandma my whole life. I feel sad by her absence, that she's gone and I'm not going to be able to sit with her and talk with her. And that when I get married, she's not going to be there. I feel relieved because one of the reasons I kept coming home was to make sure to see her. And anytime somebody from my family called me, I was always on edge thinking that that was the call, right? Um, and I also feel indifferent because she was kind of mean, right? She didn't call or text me, see how I was doing. I only heard from her when they wanted money, right? And when I told my therapist all of those things, she goes, "Oh, it's normal to feel that way." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she starts explaining that it's okay to have lots of different feelings about someone's passing and not feel complete and total breaking or sad, like all the things that I thought I needed to feel. And it gave me such permission to just feel how I was feeling. Some days it was this, some days it was that, and it was just all these different things at different time. And it gave me permission to just feel. I remember when I was going through divorce and I said, "Man, I feel really good today. Wow, I just feel so good. Why do I feel so good?" And she said, "Well, there's 5 stages of grief." And she was just talking about the 5 stages. And she said, some of what you're feeling is a burden removed. And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she said, "Well, I was in counseling with both of you guys, and so before we, before I found out he was unfaithful, and she was like, he didn't really strike me as someone who was really trying to make the relationship work." And she was like, "I guarantee you were feeling quite the heavy lift in the relationship, and you don't feel any of that right now. So you feel relief, you feel happy." And so she's like, "You're gonna have all the different emotions and be okay with that and give yourself permission to feel all those feelings." I had no idea. And because of that, it allowed me to be happy when I was sad when I was sad, angry when I was angry, without feeling like I was crazy. And life has had a series of other instances where the Bible couldn't help me, right? Where going to my pastor or minister at church couldn't help me, right? They could help me to a point, but I needed more. And my therapist is what has helped me to navigate some of those things. So yesterday I went to get my nails done and I was just talking and she was like, "Are you going home for Thanksgiving?" "No." "So I'm not going home for Christmas either." And she was shocked. And I was just like, "Well, going home hurts me more than it helps me." And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I started just talking to her about what I learned in therapy about, if my home is chaotic and I go from a calm environment to a chaotic environment, knowing how much it hurts me, why would I continue going to an environment that hurts me when I could just call them, when I could just get on the Zoom call with them versus going into that environment? And I didn't know that that was okay to not always just go until my therapist. And so she just started asking me all these questions. And I just started telling her. And she was just like, "I need to see a therapist." And I'm like, "Yeah, like no one's going to know what you tell them. Your husband won't know, your mom, nobody's going to know. And you're going to be equipped with ways to like navigate life with these people and all these situations and with yourself." And she was just in awe. And I was like, I was glad I was bold enough to tell her, of what I'm doing. And so I wanted to end. This is not the final episode, obviously, of 2025, but I wanted to end this year with encouraging you to go talk to a therapist. Life has happened to you, good and not so good. There's answers and there's questions. There's a lot of stuff. And what I've learned that psychologists and psychiatrists are equipped with things that we're not being told or equipped with because we didn't learn these certain things. But if you invest in them to help invest in you, guess what happens? You become a much better version of yourself. Like, I just think about me today as I am navigating the journey looking for a partner. God's going to bring them, but you know what I mean. Because of all of the healing that I've gone through, I'm not perfect, but I'm just like going on my journey. I am looking at men differently. I'm looking for, like, how do I say this? I didn't even know that it was okay to want a man that would help heal my nervous system. I did not even know. Listen, I'm going through my own journey of healing my nervous system, but I did not know that it was okay to desire a partner who was so calm and so peaceful, who could handle any chaos that it may be me, because he's going to have his own level of chaos, you know? I didn't know it was okay to desire that until I started going on this like journey, you know? And so as I'm talking to men and engaging with men, there's certain things I'm looking for, certain feelings I want to have. Not the butterflies, not the ooh, he's sexy, but like there's a feeling. There's like these knowings that I'm looking for when I'm looking for a future partner. And I'm looking for them because of I'm in a different place emotionally, mentally, because of the journey that I've gone on through therapy. And so this is not a long episode. They never are. But let me see. How long is today's episode? This is pretty short, I think. We're at 12 minutes. Okay, not too short. So I wanted to strongly encourage you that before the clock strikes midnight, December 31st, that you go and get yourself a therapy session. You can go to betterhelp.com. You can go to, there's so many places you can find a therapist. I don't care who you go to. I want you to find someone and I want you to go. You need it, first of all. You deserve it. And then the people in your life deserve for you to go on this journey as well. And I just want to partner with you in this journey. Okay. I want to partner with you in this journey. I'm on it. I'm not off it. I'm on it. And I want you to be on it with me.